me begin by asking the panelists here, what is the most common concern you have heard from your client? I understand that each of you, you're focused on different area of business, dealing with client of all size. So perhaps we can start off with Paddy, then we'll go on with Boon Seong and Helia.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issue here, take for example now, I guess most of us are actually at home, or probably except Boon Seong is probably in the wine place with the background.
My own place.
So I think one of the biggest concern that everybody has today is that what's next. I think probably some of us are already sort of got used to it, working from home, and probably see the businesses that we've been building sort of like got stopped, got paused overnight. I think the question here today is more of like what's next. I think this is probably more on everybody's mind. I think if you see the lockdown thingy or circuit breaker, whatever you call it, it creates quite a precedence that I mean something that nobody actually sort of expected, and this resulted in a lot of us are probably not mentally prepared, and not everybody have actually a good cash flow to run. As much as a lot of people keep advising saying that you need to have a minimum 3 to 6 months cash flow, but what a lot of us probably did not anticipate was that when your cash flow, even if you have a good 3 for 6 months, but the problem is that your sales is not coming in. I think this is also the number one concern that a lot of people has. If your sales is not coming in, whether you have how much of a cash flow, it doesn't make any sense, because you are basically going to pay your renter. I mean, subsidies aside, you're still going to pay renters, you're still going to pay employees, you're still going to pay everything. Even all of us working from home, you still have to pay electricity bills, you still have to pay everything, and nobody should be working for free. I think the big question here is that what's next is that if this is going to last longer, the question here is the longer is how long? Another 1 month, another 2 months, another 3 months. Because this is a virus that's going around. It doesn't mean that if the government lifted the circuit breaker, it means that all of us are back to normal. In fact, it's not. You have to basically wait for the whole entire world to go back to the norm. Then probably some of the business activities will continue. And while we are all waiting for that to happen, we probably have to evolve the way we've been working. Like now, interestingly, all of us are having sitting. I'm not quite sure how many of you are actually wearing pants. Probably on the top you're wearing jacket, but probably underneath you're actually wearing short pants. But I'm saying that the biggest concern now is that I think cash flow is one of the biggest issue, and also not to forget there's a huge abundance of talents that as a company we accumulated with the knowledge, with the experience that we all have. So I think any of the bosses will probably worry about, if I were to let go my people just to save that salary, what happens if the thing comes back, and then do I have the opportunity to hire them back? And so is it a short term, mid term, or a long term? I think this is the thing that a lot of people are having on the head, and I may not necessarily have an answer, because whatever answers that we're going to have, there will be a lot of trial and error all the way until either you run out of cash, or your people start leaving you, or you have to make the very hard choice of abandon everything that you have built on for the past years or decades.
All right, thank you for your sharing. So, Boon Seong, would you like to share, what is the most common concern you have heard from your client?
Sure. I think business aside, like what Paddy has shared, right? We summarize in this way: it's a balance between survival and innovation. So this is something that companies are urgently looking at it. They need to be able to survive. At the same time, they need to be able to innovate very fast. They need to relook into their own business model. How much can they change, and whether their team can adapt to it. So what we face is mainly, I'll say, since I'm from HR side, I'll talk about the people side. One is, of course, how do they restructure their manpower to stay relevant? Because number one, whether the team is even capable of delivering whatever new pivoted business model that they're trying to do, and can they adapt? And even if they adapt, can the managers, the leaders manage it? Do they know what's the direction? Because a bit goalless for many people. So without goal, without clarity, and a lot of these changes that happen, teams get a bit stuck, and that's something that is should be avoidable at all costs. But no matter what, it's something that they have to face it. The other issues that many companies face, they'll be very blunt to us, tell us that it's about managing payroll, right? So when do I have to make the hard decision, how to do it? so that I'm compliant with ministry requirement. And do I want to even do it in the first place if I have the ability to stay for longer? Because I don't know about my point of view, my term. Is it long term, medium term, short term, like what Paddy said? So when should I start to take action? So I think these are the common issues that we hear from our clients.
Right, thank you. So here, what is the most common concern you have heard from your client?
A little bit in line with the previous speakers. Yeah, the one concern is indeed how long will this period take? Because as long as you do not know how long the period will take, you can actually not adjust your strategy in a good way. You don't know how long you have to hold on and how long you have to sustain this period. On the other side, I get a lot of questions or a lot of concern is how can IT or how can e-commerce help me with surviving through this period? So a lot of companies, they have the idea of pivoting slightly their company or pivoting their services and their products in such a way that they can make use of web shops or other e-commerce solutions to still continue their business. And you have seen, and there's quite some examples in China already of companies who are doing that. They are putting all their products and services online. They are even having all their salespeople doing live streams all the time online. And for some of those companies, some of the beauty-related companies, they are even able to make more revenue on a monthly basis than they were with their brick and mortar shop. So that's very interesting. So those are the concerns / questions we get.
Yeah, I mean that's very interesting. I think everybody used to be do not like digital, and they have to do it. Like even in Singapore, we have the Facebook group, quite a popular one, Hawker United, where all the hawkers will send in their orders, letting everyone know that they do delivery right now. Yeah. All right. So thank you for sharing.